to you on this day. I have a message, I believe is from the heart of God for you, that I'm excited to break open, and I believe it'll be an edifying word for you. We were actually having lunch yesterday with some of the leaders from our church, and it was just so good. Don't you just love having really good fellowship where you're conversing about the things of God and lifting him up and examining the word and examining things from his heart? And we received from the Lord some insight as we were just talking, and some highlights that he wanted to bring to us. And so I want to share something I believe is important for you right now as we're learning how to walk in greater love. And it's about the mercy of God. And actually God's voice when he speaks to us, when he calls us, when he gives us revelation, is actually from that place of mercy. And it's from the mercy seat. I'm going to read it to you. It's out of Exodus 25 and verse 17. And this is where God is speaking to Moses and giving him instruction as to how to build the tabernacle in the wilderness, which was a type of Christ, okay? It was revealing Christ within that tabernacle. And so it's all symbols and types. So it says in verse 17, you shall make a mercy seat. You shall make a mercy seat, not a judgment seat, a mercy seat of pure gold, 2.5 cubits long and 1.5 cubits wide. And you shall make 2 cherubim of gold. Now the cherubim were the angels that were stewarding the glory in heaven. So he says, you shall make 2 cherubim of gold, make them of hammered work at the 2 ends of the mercy seat. Make 1 cherub at one end and 1 cherub at the other end. And you shall make the cherubs of one piece with the mercy seat at its 2 ends. And the cherub shall have their wings spread upward, covering the mercy seat, and their wings and facing one another. With their wings and facing one another, the faces of the cherubim will be turned toward the mercy seat. And you shall put the mercy seat on top of the ark of the covenant. And in the ark you shall put the testimony which I will give to you. And there I will meet with you. And from above the mercy seat, from heaven, the 2 cherubim which are upon the ark of the testimony, I will speak to you about all that I will give you in commandment for the sons of Israel. So God's saying there, he's showing them, this is in the Holy of Holies. The Holy of Holies was where the Shekinah glory dwelt. It was the weighty glory of the presence of God was in that Holy of Holies. And he said, okay, I want you to build the Ark of the Covenant, but on top of the Ark. Now, the Ark of the Covenant is speaking of God's covenant that he has with us, okay, through Jesus Christ. But he says, right on top of that, I want you to put the mercy seat. Again, I want to stress it was not the judgment seat. It was the mercy seat. And he says, and then I want you to build these 2 angels representing the cherub that oversee the glory. And I'm going to speak to you between the wings of the cherubim above the mercy seat. He's going to speak in that place of mercy. So if we want to grow in the hearing of the voice of God, we have to understand his mercy. We have to receive his mercy. We have to embrace mercy himself, who is Jesus Christ. In James chapter 2, verse 13, James writes that mercy actually triumphs over judgment. That word judgment is even including justice, acts of justice. It is amazing. It says the mercy triumphs over it. So even though we are created by God to want what is right, to want what is just, to address those things. I always give this as an example that if there is a serial rapist in your city, everyone in the city, whether you are saved or not, is going to want that rapist caught and taken to the courts and put in jail and pay the price for the crime, and to make sure that they're no longer going to hurt anyone else in your city, and they're not going to heap more condemnation unto themselves. Okay, so that is built inside of us. That's what we want because we're created in the image of God. There's a justice that is in God that we want. But he's saying his mercy in Jesus Christ, through what Jesus did on the cross, actually triumphs over the judgment of God. And so we as a people not only should be receiving mercy for ourselves, it says in Matthew 5 for the Beatitudes, blessed are the merciful. Why? For they shall receive mercy. Which could mean that if you are not showing mercy, maybe you're not going to receive it. It says those who give it, receive it. And then in the measure that you give out to others, it will be given back to you. So if there are those who have maybe hurt you, done wrong to you, ask the Lord how you can show mercy. Show mercy to them, because mercy is where the voice of God speaks. Mercy has been shown to you. It's on the mercy seat where God speaks to his people. So I believe his voice is going to get stronger in your life. I believe that you're going to hear him even better. The more that you come to know his mercy, you will know his voice better. You will know God in a greater way, because he is a God of great mercy, and his mercy is everlasting. He will always have it available to you, not only to receive, but to also give to others. Some of those who have maybe hurt you the deepest, God is saying, will you not only forgive them, but will you show them mercy? Will you meet with me in that place and show them mercy? Okay, so you want the voice of God to grow in you. You want to hear his voice call out to you and speak to you. Well, sit on the mercy seat, because that is where he's going to reveal his glory. And I was saying to a couple people this last week, without mercy, without understanding the mercy, we can't really experience the manifest Shekinah glory of God, because it's in that environment of mercy. It's what Jesus finished on the cross. And there's a whole world out there that needs to know the mercy of God. Maybe you're watching this right now and you need the mercy of God, that the enemy's condemned you. He's come against you. Maybe he's, rattled you because of something that you did wrong. But the Lord's saying, he has mercy for you, and you can make the wrongs right. He is with you. He'll walk with you in mercy as you endeavor to make those wrongs right. He is there for you. His mercy is forever. So God bless you. And also want to just invite you to check out our website. I have a book right now that I'm promoting called the Prophetic Manifesto for a New Era. You can get that on my website, patriciaking.com, and on Amazon as well, and other book portals online. But just want to encourage you to get it, because it's written in such a way that as you study it for this next era, it will position you for blessing. And it reveals things that God is not only doing, but things that he's going to do within this next era. So you want to be positioned for it. So it's called Prophetic Manifesto for a New Era. You can find that on patriciaking.com. And also, if you are not part of my web church yet, but you'd love to join the web church, and I'd love to be your pastor, love to connect with you, love to have you part of our online family, go to patriciaking.com and just push the tab that says web church, and it'll be there for you. And also, women in ministry. We have a network. I have a network of women in ministry. And if you are a woman and you are wanting to connect with other women who love the Lord and want to serve him well, and maybe have companionship in your ministry, then go to patriciaking.com and push the WIMN tab, okay? Find out more about it, because we'd love to have you run with us as well. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day.